Did you know your brain generates up to 70,000 thoughts every single day? But what times a thought, scientifically speaking? It's not magic. It's an electrifying symphony of billions of neurons firing and connecting. Your consciousness isn't simply in there. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the incredible neuroscience behind every idea, memory, and decision, revealing the astonishing step-by-step creation of everything you've ever thought. Thoughts originate from the complex interplay of billions of neurons within the brain, each communicating through electrochemical signals. These specialized cells form intricate networks, with each neuron potentially connecting to thousands of others. The fundamental unit of information transmission is the action potential, an electrical impulse that travels along the neuron's axon. This process allows for rapid and coordinated communication across vast neural pathways. Sensory input is the initial catalyst for many thoughts, with external stimuli being transduced into electrical signals by specialized receptor cells. These signals are then transmitted to various regions of the brain, such as the visual cortex for sight, or the auditory cortex for sound. The brain interprets these raw sensory data, constructing a coherent perception of the world. This continuous flow of information forms the basis for cognitive processes, including thought. At the synaptic cleft, the junction between neurons, chemical neurotransmitters are released, binding to receptors on the receiving neuron. This binding can either excite or inhibit the receiving neuron, influencing its likelihood of firing an action potential. The precise balance of excitatory and inhibitory signals shapes the patterns of neural activity that underpin specific thoughts. This electrochemical communication forms the dynamic basis of neural processing. Thoughts are not localized to a single brain region but emerge from distributed patterns of activity across multiple neural networks. Different networks are recruited depending on the nature of the thought, such as planning, problem-solving, or emotional processing. These networks exhibit both modularity, with specialized areas, and integration, allowing for holistic cognitive functions. The synchronization of activity across these networks is crucial for coherent thought. Key brain regions involved in thought generation include the prefrontal cortex, which is vital for executive functions, decision-making, and working memory. The temporal lobes contribute to memory, language comprehension, and object recognition, while the parietal lobes integrate sensory information and spatial awareness. The interplay between these cortical areas, facilitated by subcortical structures, forms the foundation of complex cognitive processes. Each region contributes specific processing capabilities that converge to create a thought. Memory plays a critical role in shaping and recalling thoughts, with the hippocampus being essential for forming new declarative memories. These memories are then consolidated and stored in various cortical regions, forming a vast repository of past experiences and learned information. When a thought is generated, it often draws upon these stored memories, integrating past knowledge with current sensory input and cognitive processes. This constant retrieval and encoding are fundamental to our understanding of the world. Abstract thought and language processing are predominantly associated with specific areas in the cerebral cortex. Broca's area, typically in the left frontal lobe, is critical for speech production, while Wernicke's area, in the left temporal lobe, is vital for language comprehension. The capacity for symbolic representation and manipulation, mediated by these and other language-related regions, enables humans to formulate complex ideas and communicate them. These specialized networks facilitate the higher-order cognitive functions unique to human thought. Consciousness itself is considered an emergent property of highly complex neural activity, rather than residing in a single brain region. While the precise mechanisms remain an active area of research, it is understood to involve widespread integration of information across multiple brain systems. Thoughts arise within this conscious framework, allowing for subjective experience, self-awareness, and the ability to reflect upon one's own mental processes. This integrated brain activity creates the subjective experience of thinking. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and acetylcholine modulate the intensity, focus, and emotional tone of thoughts. Dopamine, for instance, is associated with reward and motivation, influencing goal-directed thought. Serotonin impacts mood and emotional regulation, indirectly shaping thought patterns and perceptions. These chemical messengers finely tune the neural circuits, influencing how thoughts are formed, processed, and experienced. The brain's ability to create thoughts is continuously refined through neuroplasticity, the capacity for neural networks to change and reorganize in response to experience. Learning new information or skills alters synaptic connections, strengthening or weakening them, and even forming new ones. This dynamic adaptability means that the very architecture underlying thought creation is constantly being reshaped, allowing for continuous learning and cognitive development throughout life. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.